The nation's capital went nearly 2 weeks without a single murder, following President Trump's crackdown on crime.
Explaining why such a crackdown was necessary as if it wasn't already obvious, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller defended the crime crackdown on Democrat-run cities, saying this about the nation's capital. It is more violent than Baghdad. It is more violent than parts of Ethiopia and parts of many of the most dangerous places in the world, end quote.
In response to those remarks, a CNN pundit ignored the real issue, crime, and instead launched a personal attack against Stephen Miller.
Anytime that we play something from Stephen Miller, it would be journalistic integrity to point out that he is a white supremacist and he is the brainchild behind this policy. That's not my opinion, that's actual facts. And for him to purport lies from the Oval Office as a white supremacist, it should be pointed out.
Wow. Meanwhile, in contrast to D.C., Chicago crime continued to terrorize residents. President Trump posting this about the situation. A really deadly weekend in Chicago. 6 dead, 27 hurt in crime sprees all over the city. Panic-stricken Governor Pritzker says that crime is under control, when in fact is just the opposite. He is an incompetent governor who should call me for help. Mayor Johnson is no better. Make Chicago great again.
Exactly, Deneen. And in another Democrat-run city, New York, our own Christina Thompson reports on the left and writes very different approaches to crime, and how socialist New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani says he would handle it compared to what actual New Yorkers think.
Two very different viewpoints when it comes to taming violent crime. The DSA recently putting out on one of their largest platforms that policing and detentions are quote-unquote instruments of class war designed to guarantee the domination of the working class and demands an end to what it calls the criminalization of working class survival. On the campaign trail, Mamdani has repeatedly called for police to stop focusing on what he's referred to as non-serious crimes.
Police have a critical role to play, but right now we're relying on them to deal with the failures of our social safety net, which is preventing them from doing their actual jobs.
But critics do not believe Mamdani can get crime under control in New York City, especially since he's questioned the necessity for prisons and at a protest in 2021 said of violent crime that, quote, violence is an artificial construction. Seen any crime or have you been scared about maybe a crime happening to you?
Yeah, scary here, but you gotta be safe.
You wish that there was more police officers on places like the subway?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be a good step.
Maybe some, but it's been relatively safe. I think there's enough police officers. I think sometimes the police officers on the subway and stuff like